Day 11. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Psalms 73, verse 28. But it is good for me to draw near to God. I have put my trust in the Lord, that I may declare all your works. Psalms 145, verses 18 through 19. The Lord is near to all who call upon Him, to all who call upon Him in truth. James chapter 4 and verse 8. Draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. Cleanse your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Drawing near to God is about living in His presence, or being before the face of God, which is, by the way, the literal translation of presence. One can be living in the earth without His presence, like Cain and many others mentioned in the Bible. But what does it mean to live in His presence or to draw nigh to God? The presence of God or the nearness of God can be understood in two ways. First, our experience of it, meaning that we taste or feel or realize the reality of God more directly, more authentically, more intimately, more effectively, that is, producing more effects in our lives, more certainly, more satisfyingly, or more terrifyingly, and so on. In other words, His presence as we experience Him is the heightening of His reality in our lives, either for the good, if we are in His graces, or for the ill, if one is under His wrath, which is why Jesus makes all the difference here, who has redeemed us. Thereby, we experience the welcoming reality of God's presence. So for an example, we read in Psalms 100 and the second verse, serve the Lord with gladness, come into His presence with singing. Or in James 4 and 8, draw near to God, and He will draw near to you. These are the invitations into the fuller, more intense, more certain, more joyful, more transforming experience of the reality of God experienced only through Jesus Christ. Secondly, God's expression of it refers to God's manifested influence from His side, not thinking about our experience of it, but His more manifested influence in all the universe. Like in Psalms 114, verses 7 through 8, tremble, O earth, at the presence of the Lord, at the presence of the God of Jacob, who turns the rock into a pool of water, the flint into a spring of water. In other words, when God manifests Himself or His presence in a fresh new way, stunning things happen in the earth, whether or not anyone experienced them or not. God is omnipresent, but He makes His influence more manifestly felt and experienced in particular ways and particular times. When it says in Psalms 145, verse 18, the Lord is near to all who call upon Him, to all who call upon Him in truth. That doesn't mean that God would travel some distance to get to you. No, it means He is near in the sense that He exerts His influence for our good in special ways and causes us to experience the sweetness of His presence in special ways. You can live 24/7 in His presence only through Christ Jesus. It's your choice.